Hello, great souls. Welcome to Yoga for Everybody, Chair Yoga Flow. Let's begin together by centering ourselves. So coming into a comfortable seat, and just place your feet either right on the floor with the whole foot making contact, or you could put a blanket underneath your feet. So sometimes, if depending on the length of your legs, it can be supportive to have a blanket underneath that, just kind of raising the floor up, and it takes pressure off the hips and off the back. And you can just try it. So if you haven't tried that before, my legs are longer, so I generally don't need to put a blanket underneath them. We can turn the palms upward and bring awareness to the point between the eyebrows. Relax the body as you breathe. Take some deep, full breaths in and out. And feel yourself welcoming a flow, not only of breath, but within the breath, a flow of grace. Divine energy washing through the body, through the heart, and through the mind. Feel the breath moving through the whole body, and with this breath, a flow of grace. Lift the inward gaze up toward the spiritual eye without any sense of strain in the eye. You're just lifting the gaze upward, so the energy will rise here. It's not that I'm looking at this point, but I'm lifting my gaze, and that draws the energy towards the forehead, towards the point between the eyebrows. Body relaxed and breath relaxed. Now we come to the practice, the study of yoga. Patanjali's great words at the beginning of the sutras. Now we come to the practice, to the study of yoga. Take a deep, full breath in and out. Let's bring the palms together to the heart center, honoring the divine light that shines brightly within you and within all beings, with Namaste. Namaste. Okay, so let's just begin. We're going to come up into standing. I'm going to move my chair to the side. Now you can practice this in your chair. You don't have to come into standing. I alternate each week the way that I do this. So today I'm feeling inspired to stand, so I'll stand. We're going to inhale, arms up, bring them back, and there's a slight arch in the spine. And the hands are in front of the body, and you exhale and come down. You can use the chair for support if you need. Release the head and neck. Inhale up. Expand the arms back, slight backward bend. Exhale down. Surrender, release. One more time. Inhaling up, expanding, and exhale down. Beautiful. We'll bring the hands to the heart center, and we'll practice circle of light, circle of joy. So inhale, fingers interlace and elbows lift up. Exhale, hands move out in front. Inhale, lift and lengthen, stretch tall. Release, visualize light and joy surrounding you. Fingers interlace behind the back. We bring the arms behind us. Release and exhale. Palms together, hands at the heart. Inhaling and exhale. Nice. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Release, light and joy surround you. Fingers interlace behind the back, opening. Release and exhale. Beautiful. Palms together, hands at the heart. So we'll step feet slightly apart for side to side stretching. So the left arm comes up, and we exhale over We'll do this as a flow. Inhale up and exhale down. As you're moving, just notice how the body feels as you stretch and breathe, aligning the breath with the movement of the body. And again, sensing the energy within the breath, flowing through the breath. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Nice. And exhale. This time with the left arm, we'll stretch and hold the stretch for a few breaths. Inhale, exhale. If you like, you can rotate your head to look up to the sky. Take some deep, full breaths. Just notice how it feels. Just stretch the body in this way. Inhale up. Exhale down. You can be using the back of your chair for support if you like. Inhale up and lengthen. Exhale over. Rotate the head to look up to the sky. Nice. Inhale up and exhale down. Beautiful. Let's bring the feet together and just have some gentle twisting. So again, this can be done standing or seated. And the hands can be close to kind of down by the legs, or you can bring them up. And really notice how it feels to stretch and move the body in this way. Right? And the hands can come all the way up if you like. Yeah, nice. Beautiful. Okay, and bring them down. Very nice. Let's come into a forward bend. I'm going to turn my chair so that I can use the back of my chair to support my spine. You want to make sure that it's close to you. Now you can keep your hands on the chair the whole time, or you can begin with your hands on your thighs. You lift through the crown of your head. Inhale, exhale forward. And you start here. I reach back with my tailbone. I reach forward with the crown of my head. I'm stretching the back of the legs, extending the stretch through the spine. Breathing deeply. This is Pada Hastasana, the Jackknife pose. The affirmation is, nothing on earth can hold me. Nothing on earth can hold me. And then I bring my hands to the chair, the back of the chair, and I walk my feet away a little bit so I can really stretch the back. And I relax. I'm looking down towards the floor. Breathing deeply. Nothing on earth can hold me. Nothing on earth can hold me. Very nice. To come out of the pose, I walk towards the chair and bring myself back up to standing. And just notice how the body feels. How's it feeling? From here, another standing pose with the support of the chair. This is Natya-Rajasana, dancing Shiva. So what I do holding the chair, and I'll show you this, another option is to, let me put this here. So, is to have the back of the chair and the foot here. And then I'm lifting the arm. So that's a way to practice with two chairs. And if you're using one chair, I stand here. I stand on the right foot and I bring the left ankle back. Now I can hold the chair the whole time and lean forward and kind of create an arch in the spine, or I can lift the opposite arm up. And the chair's there to support me as I need. Balancing and strengthening asana, Natya-Rajasana, dancing Shiva. While I move through life, I remain anchored in my highest self. While I move through life, I remain anchored in my highest self. A little bit of a backward bend here, the arch in the spine. While I move through life, I remain anchored in my highest self. To come out, we use the chair to support you, stand and relax and just really notice how the body feels. Lift and lengthen through the crown of the head and just kind of send a wave of relaxation through the whole body. Keep the belly relaxed as you breathe. Deep, full breaths in and out. Draw the energy that's awakening to the spiritual eye. Just see it rising to this point. And mentally affirm, while I move through life, I remain anchored in my highest self. Very nice. So we'll go to the other side. So now we're going to stand on the left leg and the right foot comes back. And again, you can be holding the chair. You can alternate between holding. You could even lift your hand just slightly to increase, just to work with the balance. Or if it feels stable in your body to stand on one leg, you can raise the opposite arm. And you can do this for part of the pose and put your hand back on the chair for the rest of the pose. So sometimes I'll play with, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. I don't always count it, but sometimes I do. While I move through life, I remain anchored in my highest self. While I move through life, I remain anchored in my highest self. Very nice. We'll come out. You can shift the weight of your body. Sometimes I do. I just adjust myself to kind of come back to center. Relax the body. Draw the awakened energy here. Very nice. So from here we're going to practice Utkatasana, the chair pose. The chair pose, traditionally, I rise up on the balls of my feet. I keep the heels off the mat. The hands are out in front. When I'm using a chair for that, and the chair is really nice for this pose. Let me just show you. So, I keep my hands here. I rise up on the balls of my feet. I bend my knees. The heels are off. Now, I could lift my hands, and I could kind of play with that, right? Hold the chair, lift the hands. The second phase of this pose is a deep squat. So I can hold the chair, the hands come underneath, and I can rest them. But we start with the first phase. You only go into the second phase if you feel stable and if your knees are okay with a deep squat like that. That's a lot for the knees, so you just have to make sure it works for you. It's actually a little harder to stay up, just so you know. So if you don't go into the deep squat, you might want to alternate by just resting in Tadasana and then maybe practicing again. Very strengthening for the legs to practice this, Utkatasana. So hands here to begin. Inhale, rise up on the balls of the feet, heels off the mat. Exhale, come down as if you're seated on a high stool. You can keep your hands here the whole time. You could turn them upward or lift them up. So it's balancing and strengthening. And this is true even if you're holding the chair. If it's, I'll say it's kind of funny to say it this way, but if it's true for you, sometimes holding onto the chair, you're still balancing with the support of the chair. So that's what you're listening for within yourself. You want to be challenged enough that you have to really focus on what you're doing, but not so challenged that you can't really do it. It just doesn't work for you. So it's a personal practice, the study, the practice of yoga. Keep the breath flowing. Really notice how the legs feel. It's a lot of work for the legs to do this. So you have the option of coming back to standing mountain and rest, or inhale, exhale, come down into a deep squat. Hands can be on the top of the chair or underneath. The affirmation is, my body is no burden. It is light as air. If you're standing, you can remain standing and relaxing, or again, you can come into the first phase of the pose for a few more breaths. While I move through life, I remain anchored in my highest self. If you've come into the deep squat, use the back of the chair, the strength of the legs to come up. We'll bring the arms up and exhale down. And pause for a moment. Just really relax the body. See if you can feel energy rising and moving through the body. Guide that energy to the spiritual eye. While I move through life, I remain anchored in my highest self. Very nice. Okay. So we're going to practice Dawson, the eagle pose. And I want to show you first in the chair. So eagle in the chair is I take the left leg and I cross it over the right. And this is the base of the seat. And then I have left arm center point and the right arm comes up and it comes. So this is in the chair, and then we do the reverse the other side. Standing, move my chair to the side, is, so left leg comes through, and you might, again, you might have the chair nearby, so you might want to practice it. You could have one arm, right? You don't have to have both. So you decide. So then the knees are bent. We've got left arm center point, right arm comes up, we inhale. That's a lot of balance. I can see. Of life. I stand, breathing deeply. Release, uncross, arms come up, stretch tall, and exhale down. And it's fine if it feels like, ah. And we pause for a moment, really notice how the body feels. Dawson awakens energy quite strongly. It brings it to the very center of our being, and it draws it strongly to the spiritual eye, which helps us live in that centered reality of peace and calmness and serenity, no matter what's happening around us. The center of life's storms, I stand serene. Very nice. We'll go to the other side. So now we're going to stand on the right leg. Let's see, I already did that, so yeah. Left leg comes around, and then we'll have the right arm center point, left arm comes up. Inhale, exhale down. Lift the elbows a little and bend the knees a bit more if you're standing. Keep the breath flowing. The gaze of the eyes is lifted. And if you focus on an unmoving point, it can help you in your stability. At the center of life's storms, I stand serene. Deep, full breaths in and out. At the center of life's storms, I stand serene. Inhale, exhale, release. Uncross the legs. Let's bring the arms up, nice stretch. And exhale down. Beautiful. Pause just for a moment in Tadasana, kind of relaxing the whole body. Very good. Let's come to our chair. We've been doing a lot of standing. So we're going to practice the figure 4 stretch, which is, in chair yoga, this is royal pigeon pose. So I take the left ankle and I cross it over the right thigh. And I sit with a lengthened spine and I'm away from the back of the chair. When I go to the other side, I'll turn my chair so you can see the side angle of this. I'm lengthening my spine, I'm relaxing my shoulders. Palms of the hands can be together on the calf. I begin to breathe in a relaxed way. I'm drawing energy here. And then what I'm listening for is how far forward I feel comfortable to come. This stretch really opens up the hip and it stretches all the muscles around the hip joint. So it's a pretty deep stretch. And you may find that you don't want or need to come forward at all in your seat or maybe only slightly. So oftentimes I'll close my eyes just so I can really listen to my body, keep my breath relaxed, and I begin to repeat the affirmation. The affirmation is, I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. Body relaxed and breath relaxed. And then if you like, you can open up the palms of the hands. You can kind of release the head and neck. So you may find that you do, in fact, come forward a bit more when you do that. You don't have to. Really listen to your body. Find the expression of the pose that's just right for you. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. To come out of the pose, we inhale up, we bring ourselves back to neutral, and just pause for a moment. Really listen to your body and notice how that feels. If it's comfortable, close the eyes. See if you can sense an awakening of energy, a space that's been created in the body for that awakened energy to flow. Do you notice a difference from the left side to the right? And then we'll go to the other side. So I'll turn my chair so you can see that. So now I take the right leg rather, and cross the ankle over the left. And I just take a moment to position my body so I can really feel the stretch here. And I'm relaxing shoulders, palms together. So I'm really quite vertical and fairly neutral in my seat. And what I'll listen for is how far forward my body wants to come. I always start center first. Close the eyes, lift the inward gaze, mentally repeating, I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. As I say these words, I try to feel what that means, to let go of the future, to let go of the past, to be right here in the power of this moment. And in this moment, that quality of eternity, divine grace. And as you breathe and as you practice, again, you might find that the body just begins naturally to come forward a bit in your seat. My body does that. I'm not trying to do it. The muscles just begin to open, relax, and create space for the asana. Rajaka Pottanasana, the royal pigeon pose. If you like, you can turn the palms upward, release the head and neck, Surrender the upper body especially, really focusing on the quality of relaxation, whatever position the torso is in. Just relaxing deeply with each breath. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. And then we'll inhale up and cross the leg, come back to center. See if the body feels a bit more balanced. Once again, see if you notice space within the body where tension has been released, energy can flow more freely. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. Very nice. We'll come into the Ustrasana, the camel pose. So I like to come a little forward in my seat. I bring my feet out. The hands can be halfway back or all the way back. And I'm going to lead with my heart center. So I move away from the chair, and that creates the arch. And then I just very slightly look up. Not all the way, so I haven't dropped my head way back, just a little bit. Just kind of looking up slightly. A beautiful arch in the spine. As I lean away from the back of the chair, visualize yourself bathed in divine light. Feel yourself as you practice opening to receive and welcome this light. This is the essence of Ustrasana, the camel pose, opening the heart center, which creates a quality of receptivity on every level for divine grace, divine energy, divine light. The affirmation is with calm faith, I open to thy light. With calm faith, I open to thy light. Receive this light, receive the blessing. With calm faith, I open to thy light. To come out of the pose, we lean back a little, release the arms. So you come back to a neutral seat. The hands come to rest on the thighs, palms turned upward. See if you can feel a surge of energy in a calm way, in a relaxed way, but rising through the body toward the spiritual eye. With calm faith, I open to thy light. With calm faith, I open to thy light. We'll inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, just release the body across the thighs, release the head and neck. Just take a breath or two here. This is child's pose, Balasana. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. A few more breaths. And then inhale up, palms together, and we'll close together, sending out divine light as a blessing and gift for all. So just feel yourself as a channel. You've received all this light, all this divine grace, and we'll share it now with the world. So rubbing our hands together, we'll raise them and chant Om 3 times. Om. 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 Peace. Amen. Okay, great soul. So good to be with you.